Everyone says South Carolina is one of the cheapest places to retire. At least, that used to be true. Today, the average home in this state costs over $300,000, and the coast runs double that. But drive a couple hours inland, and the math flips. There are towns here where a solid brick home still sells for under $90,000. Real towns with grocery stores, doctors, and front porches. I'm counting down 10 of them, and I'll tell you exactly why each one got this cheap, because cheap always has a reason. The last town on this list has no catch at all. If you want the honest version before you pack a single box, subscribe and stick with me. How does half a state get left behind on price? The short answer is that the mills and the tobacco barns that built these towns closed decades ago, and the retirees moving here by the thousands mostly chase the beach. Inland, the prices nearly froze. Some of these towns are bargains hiding in plain sight. A couple of them are cheap for reasons you need to hear before you sign anything. I'll give you both, town by town. Number 10 is Dillon. The water tower rises over flat farm country in the northeast corner of the state, where Interstate 95 hums past fields that used to be tobacco as far as you could see. Homes in Dillon run around $108,000, roughly a third of the state average, and the town backs that price up with something rare at this level. McLeod Health Dillon is a full hospital, open and operating, right in town. The catch is the economy that set the price. The farm money thinned out over a generation. The interstate carries most travelers straight past, and the downtown has more history than bustle. If you want energy and options, Dillon will feel slow. If you want a paid-off house, a hospital 5 minutes away, and a social security check that finally covers the month, it deserves a longer look than it ever gets. Number 9 is Darlington. Twice a year, the whole town fills with engine noise and race flags because Darlington is home to one of the oldest and most famous stock car tracks in the country, a place drivers have called too tough to tame. The other 50 weeks, it's a quiet county seat with a brick courthouse square and homes around $126,000. McLeod Regional Medical Center, one of the strongest hospitals in this half of the state, sits about 10 miles away in Florence. That's the surprise here. You get big city medicine at small town prices. The honest trade-off is that Darlington itself is still climbing back. Storefronts on the square have been filling in slowly, but you'll drive to Florence for most of your shopping, and on race weeks, you'll want to stay off the main roads entirely. Most people never even consider this town. That's exactly why the price looks the way it does. Number 8 is Marion. Old oaks arch over the streets of the historic district, shading big wooden houses with wraparound porches that would cost $500,000 almost anywhere else. In Marion, they change hands for around $118,000. This was tobacco country, and when tobacco left, the county started shrinking, and it hasn't stopped. That's the reason a town this pretty costs this little. The reassuring part is healthcare, because MUSC, Health Marion Medical Center, operates about 6 miles away in neighboring Mullins, an easy 10-minute drive. Groceries and pharmacies are still here, the courthouse square still functions, and the beach at Myrtle Beach is about an hour east when the grandkids visit. Marion asks for comfort with quiet and with a town that's smaller than it used to be. In return, you get one of the best porch-to-price ratios in the entire South. And it still isn't the cheapest town in this corner of the state. The next one is, and its price comes with a story you need to hear first. Number 7 is Bennettsville. Grand old homes line the streets near downtown, leftovers from the cotton money that ran through Marlborough County 100 years ago, and today, the typical home here sells for under $90,000. It's the cheapest town on this list, and you deserve the real reason why. In 2015, the county's only hospital shut its doors, and Marlborough County has been without one ever since. The nearest full hospital is McLeod Health Cheraw, about 15 miles up the road, and the county recently bought the old hospital property, hoping to bring medicine back someday. Hope is not a plan you can retire on, so here's the honest frame. If you're healthy, mobile, and comfortable, being 15 to 20 minutes from an emergency room, Bennettsville prices let a modest nest egg behave like a large one. If you manage a serious condition, keep scrolling. This discount exists for a reason, and now you know what it is. Number 6 is Winnsboro. The old town clock has kept time over Main Street since before the Civil War, in a courthouse town that once had everything a county seat needs. Then Fairfield County took 2 hard punches in 2 years. A massive half-built power plant project collapsed and took thousands of paychecks with it. And in 2018, the county hospital closed after 63 years. What remains in town is a freestanding emergency room, which can stabilize you but can't admit you. The nearest full hospitals are about 30 minutes down Interstate 77 in Columbia. Homes here run around $167,000, and honestly, without those 2 punches, they'd cost far more, because Winnsboro is 30-odd miles from a state capital with genuinely beautiful old streets. That's the bet you'd be making. You get capital city access at country prices, and you accept that the hospital drive is a real one. Some context for the 5 towns left. The average home in South Carolina now costs over $300,000, and every single town remaining comes in far under that number, while keeping an open hospital either inside town or a short drive away. This is where cheap starts, meaning value instead of compromise. Number 5 is Cheraw. Locals have long called it the prettiest town in Dixie, and the case is easy to make. A green town square, church steeples over brick storefronts, and streets of grand old homes from before the Civil War, rolling down toward the PD River. Homes in Cheraw average around $155,000. And unlike its neighbors, Cheraw kept its hospital. McLeod Health Cheraw operates right in town with dozens of acute care beds, and the system has been building an expansion, which tells you they plan on staying. The town also raised a jazz legend, and it leans into its history with festivals and a walkable downtown. The catch is distance. Florence, the nearest real city, is about 40 minutes away, so specialists, airports, and department stores all involve a drive. Cheraw works best for someone whose daily wants fit inside a beautiful small town with the big city held in reserve. Before the top 4, one quick thing. This channel exists to do the homework you'd otherwise be doing alone. Real prices and real hospital drives before you move instead of after. If that's useful to you, subscribing takes 1 second and it helps more retirees find it. All right, the last 4 towns are where this list gets hard to argue with. Number 4 is Hartsville. There's a lake right at the edge of downtown, with a park where herons stalk the shallows, a 5-minute walk from coffee shops, and an actual college campus. Hartsville might be the liveliest town on this list. It has a university, a Fortune 500 company headquartered in town, a brewery, and a main street that actually filled back in. Homes run around $150,000, and Carolina Pines Regional Medical Center, a hospital with over 100 beds, operates inside the city. So what's the catch? Because that sounds too good at this price. It's the crime numbers, which run higher than the postcard suggests, most of it property crime concentrated in certain areas. The street you pick matters here more than in most small towns, which is why you visit and drive every block first. Do that homework, and Hartsville offers more daily life per dollar than almost anywhere in the state. Number 3 is Abbeville. The town square looks like a movie set someone forgot to take down. A 100-year-old opera house that still sells tickets gas lamps, brick streets, and cafes under the oaks. Abbeville also carries the calmest, safest small-town feel of anything on this list, which matters if peace of mind is the thing you're actually shopping for. Homes here average around $216,000, the highest number I'll give you today, and still roughly 30% under the state average. Buyers notice this town, and the price shows it. For healthcare, a small critical access hospital with a 24-hour emergency room operates right in town, and the big regional medical center in Greenwood is about 15 miles up the road. The trade-off is that quiet is the entire offer. There's no mall and no nightlife, and rush hour doesn't exist because nothing here rushes. For the right person, that's not the catch, that's the product. Number 2 is Greenwood. Uptown Greenwood claims one of the widest main streets in the world, and on a Saturday it earns the name, with a farmer's market, restaurants, and festivals spilling across all those lanes. Greenwood is the practical pick. Around $180,000 buys the typical home in a town of over 20,000 people, with self-regional healthcare, a major hospital with hundreds of beds, sitting inside the city limits. Lake Greenwood stretches just east for fishing and pontoon afternoons, and a state university keeps the calendar full. What you give up is the postcard. Greenwood is a working small city, which means some traffic, some sprawl, some chain stores, and neighborhoods that range from lovely to rough within a few miles. It doesn't photograph like Abbeville. It functions better than almost anywhere at this price. And for a retiree planning around doctors, groceries, and errands, function is what actually gets lived in. Number 1 is Newberry. The Opera House rises over downtown in red brick and copper trim, more than a century old and still selling out shows, on a main street that never had to be revived because it never fully emptied. Here's why Newberry takes the top spot. The typical home costs around $175,000. The county hospital sits right inside town. There's a college keeping things young, and Columbia, with its airports and specialists, is under an hour down the road. No missing hospital, no 40-minute drive to civilization, no asterisk. And the money math gets better. South Carolina never taxes your Social Security. Other retirement income is taxed, though deductions after 65 shelter a good chunk of it, and the state just moved to 2 income tax rates, under 2% on your first $30,000 and about 5% above that. You'll pay a property tax on your car every year, plus a one-time $250 fee to register one from out of state. Homeowner property taxes, though, stay among the lowest in America. On this list, Newberry is the town where the whole promise actually holds together. Remember that coastal picture from the start? The one that costs double the state average before you see the water? That was never the affordable South Carolina. These towns were, the whole time, sitting an hour or two inland while everyone drove past them on the way to the beach. Before you fall for any of them, do 3 things. Visit in August, because the summer humidity is the one fact no listing mentions. Call the county tax office and get your actual property tax number for the actual house. And drive from the front door to the hospital yourself, at your own pace, because that drive is the one you're really buying. Do those 3 things, and any town on this list can work harder for your money than the coast ever will. If this saved you some homework, subscribe for the next one, and I'll see you in the next town.